so I don't know how good.
They're looking good.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm doing everything. Social media, streaming, everything. Go nanny.
I love that you got to sit behind the goal down at the Women's Championship.
Oh,
That was
yeah.
great, because what a nice angle, and you normally don't get to do that. So.
No, I can't do that at most any other.
No, not at all.
Okay, we're doing the ceremony. We're doing ceremony. Live in 1 minute.
Oh, that's true. Right. Yeah, right.
Jenna will send you the scoreboard right away.
Welcome back, everyone, to the 2021 Pan Am Games Cup for indoor hockey. We are playing at the training center in Spring City, Pennsylvania, USA. My name is Chris Maloney, and our next match is between Argentina and Uruguay. Umpiring the game, on the far side, you'll see Ridge Bear, and on the near side is Judy Yukovsky. Uruguay is dressed in a bright blue uniform top, Argentina in light pink. This is the third game in the women's tournament. There are a total of 7 games today. The men's tournament will continue at 2:45 with the USA men playing against Argentina. So we start the first period with 10 minutes on the clock. Argentina in the light pink jerseys start with the early possession. The ball stays with Argentina after the foul by Uruguay. Ball stolen away by Uruguay. Into the circle, around the goalkeeper, but deflected, and so a free push for Uruguay at the center line. A less than energetic return of the ball to the center line by Argentina. Many times the team that doesn't have possession will simply leave it hanging. Intercepted in dangerous position here for Argentina. They had an opportunity to go right up the field. Ball stolen off the stick by Uruguay. And now back to Argentina, approaching the circle from the left side. Ball released towards the goal and intercepted quickly there by Uruguay. And our first penalty corner of the match. Possession on the penalty corner to Argentina. The defenders putting on their protective knee pads and helmets, face masks. Whistle from the umpire, restarts play. Penalty corner has ended with Argentina still in possession at the center field. Umpire giving instructions to the players to remove the penalty corner safety masks. Masks should be removed immediately following the completion of the penalty corner. But obviously you don't stop your play just to do that. But given the opportunity of the free push, the umpire asks that they remove them. Uruguay with the deflection pass, and then the ball defended but into the air by Argentina, and so a penalty corner awarded. So we now have our first penalty corner at the other end of the pitch for this afternoon's first game. Argentina defenders putting on the safety equipment. Goalkeeper must start from within the cage, and all the other defenders have to be outside the cage. Diving, splitting save there by the goalkeeper. So he leaped across the cage to make that save. And now the Uruguay team is taking the insertion from the opposite side, so the defenders move to the opposite side of the goal, as they were in the last defense. And danger on that shot. The defender was in close proximity to the attacker, and the attacker put it up towards goal, but too close to a player on the opponent's team that was in close proximity to the play. Loose ball picked up by Uruguay, bringing the ball across the backfield. Di Maria getting a caution from the umpire about using her body during the play. In field hockey, body contact is not allowed. Of course, incidental contact happens, but intentional use of the body against an opponent is forbidden. The umpire puts her hand over her chest to signal danger. Penalty corner there. Argentina on the stick of the attacker. Countdown clock almost expired, and so the Argentine defense rushes into position. Another penalty corner as the shot defended by the lower leg of Karina Guzman. And now a penalty stroke. It's the first one of the tournament in either the men's or women's. So the shot was taken, and the only thing in between the goal and the attacker was one of the field playing defenders, not the goalkeeper. She stopped it with her body, and so the penalty stroke. Umpire having the players separate in the middle of the field. And the goal. So, Uruguay comes onto the scoreboard first. And that goal by number 9. Yeah, so unlike a basketball game where you see players behind the player or in front of the player taking the free throw, going crazy, shaking, colorful items to try to distract the shooter. In hockey, the players are separated up at the center of the field so as not to distract or potentially distract the vision of the goalkeeper, either intentionally with a display or just perhaps their uniform colors hiding the ball as it travels to the goal. And a green card shown to number 6 from Uruguay, Di Maria. She was cautioned before. I believe it was Di Maria who was cautioned before. The green card comes with a 1-minute suspension, so she'll come in with about 3 minutes to go in the period. Argentina with the press leads to an interception, deflection off of the boards. Ball traipsing right along the back line. Ball has to completely leave the field of play for it to be out of bounds, which is to say that the line is in. The ball would have to completely cross over the line for it to be out of bounds. Now we've got Argentina with the ball coming along this side on the end line. The lifted shot was not going on goal, so the lift was illegal as it went away from the goal mouth. The goal mouth in indoor hockey is about 25% smaller than the goal mouth in field hockey played outdoors. Well, the ball misplayed there and off the foot, high into the air. But once it touched the foot, it disadvantaged the defense, and so they were given possession. Great opportunity to see the speed of the play. A reaching tackle, steals the ball away cleanly. Ball across the cage, but deflects up off of the defender's stick, disadvantaging the attacker who is in the center of the field, waiting for the shot. And so a penalty corner. She was not in the center of the field, I should say, in the center of the circle. At the beginning of the penalty corner, everybody has to be outside the circle, all the attackers and defenders. And across the cage, trying to find the post player, but the ball went out of bounds. Maria Nemo on the post position there, just couldn't come up with the ball. Uruguay chasing that ball down. Oh, great pass. And a shot towards goal. And a penalty corner. I think maybe because the player was down on the ground. I'm not quite sure. But regardless, it's a penalty corner. And the team from Argentina is dressing in their protective gear. So the Uruguay players are asking for a penalty stroke. I think what happened was the ball did not leave the circle, and so it can't be a goal, perhaps. That's the call. Oh, no, the umpires are conferring, perhaps on both of those things. And that's, and the umpires are indicating the ball did not leave the circle. So if the ball doesn't leave the circle, you can't have a goal. So even though there was body use on the goal line, it can at best be a penalty corner. Solid defense that time by Argentina and the umpire indicating that the possession was given away because of a dangerous play. So you're not allowed to try to play directly through a player. You got to go around them. Ball upfield, dribbling across the top of the circle. Possession taken away by Uruguay. Moving the ball to the left side of the circle and deflected over the end line as time expires in the first period. So the second period will start in 1 minute. We don't have a continuation of the last call, for example. So we'll just start with this center pass. As a reminder, we are at the women's segment of the Indoor Pan Am Cup. The team that wins this championship automatically qualifies and is in fact the last qualifier for the World Cup that will take place in Belgium in February of 2022. Teams are being encouraged to take the field with 5 seconds to go until the whistle is supposed to be blown. Argentina comes out. Laura Hess is the technical officer, the TO, and she was asking the teams to ensure that they're on the field at the beginning. So we restart with a center pass at the start of the second period. 10 minutes to go until halftime. Tightly contested match here. Uruguay got on the scoreboard first. They are leading 1-0. They are in the light blue tops. Argentina in the light pink. Ball went into the goal, but shot from outside the circle. So an attacker has to touch the ball inside the goal. There's no own goal in hockey. And so a player from the attacking team must play the ball inside the circle for there to be a goal. Uruguay puts the ball into play. Di Maria, in fact, put the ball into play, so she's, of course, back from her suspension. Shot right at the goalkeeper, and again at the goalkeeper, but a penalty corner. The defender played a bouncing ball. So the player, if the ball happens to bounce up, you cannot play the ball. You have to let it settle down on the ground. Now, if the ball bounces directly to you off of the goalkeeper, you can certainly stop the ball from traveling further. But you can't move the ball if it's bouncing on the ground. So things are almost set here. The 30-second timer is about to ring, indicating to the umpire that he can blow the whistle. There it is. And this is why players sometimes wear knee pads, because I think that ball got the player right in her kneecap, which if you've been hitting a kneecap, you know that hurts. And she's going to take a little break, I think, to rest her knee. I actually didn't see if she went off. My fault. Yes, she did. Argentina is having a bit of difficulty getting into the opponent's circle. There the ball just misplayed over the sideboards. The boards are 4 inches in height with a slight downward angle. Argentina with the goal following an amazing tackle, stealing the ball away. Persistence and grit got that possession, not to mention years of practice and skill, of course. That's a great, great tackle. Ball back to the goalkeeper for the play. Goalkeeper can be passed to. I'm often surprised that defenses don't use the goalkeeper more often. And the back pass there, well, the backhanded pass went into the air. And so possession back to Uruguay. Score's tied 1-1. Just under 7 minutes until halftime. The scoreboard is reminiscent of the first game that Uruguay played against Canada, which ended in a 1-1 tie. Uruguay forced out by the Argentine defense. Argentina slows things down. Ball is in play as a substitution is made. Nice ball into the circle, defended away after the deflection up. The umpire yelling play, indicating that no one was nearby. Then the player from Argentina ran into the defender. Oh, and that ball just went wanding right across the goal. They had a great opportunity to score. The goalkeeper committed to the near post on that, and the ball passed across. Uruguay might have been trying to tempt Argentina there to bring the ball in. Penalty corner signaled long before the ball was finished off into the goal cage. And so Uruguay will hope to use this opportunity to go ahead in the match while Argentina puts on their protective gear. More players can defend against the penalty corner in indoor hockey than compared to the outdoor versions of the game. And a whistle long before the ball went into the goal as the shot came from outside the circle. So in indoor hockey, 6 players are allowed to defend the entire team on a penalty corner. In outdoor hockey, only 5 players are allowed to defend. The goalkeeper plus 4 field players. There's a shot. Great save by the keeper coming out to cut down the angle off of her chest and directly back into play. Argentina forced to slow down their attack. They tried to use the opportunity of the quick turnaround. Nice zigzag by the attacker through 3 defenders, then the shot, but right into the chest of the goalkeeper. Maria Barola was the attacker who demonstrated that, and she's just gone off. Two minutes to go until halftime. Halftime break of 5 minutes. Misuse of the boards there. Momentarily stolen by Uruguay and picked up again by Argentina. And then she couldn't find the handle on it, and so possession, the ball went across the end line. But Argentina has now regained possession, is in control. Back and forth across the back until finally an opportunity to cut in. Ball into the goal, but again, shot from outside the circle. No touch by an attacker inside the circle. So the goalkeeper let it go into the goal cage because it's just going to be possession for her team. Ball tackled away and instantly shot. And the umpire indicating there with his hands, palms facing each other out in front of his body, that the Argentine player lifted the ball and it wasn't a shot on goal. And as time expires in the first half, Argentina shoots the ball, but just wide of the goal cage. So the score is knotted 1-1 as we go into the halftime. And for a moment there, it showed 3 minutes on the clock. So I was surprised, but quickly corrected to a 5-minute break. And that's what will happen now as the teams get together with the coaching staff. We are at the women's division of the 2021 Indoor Pan Am Cup. This international tournament will determine which team from the men's division and the women's division will go to the World Cup in Belgium, February 2022. All of the other teams have qualified. The U.S. women are the returning champions from this tournament, which was last held in 2017. Was originally scheduled to happen in 2020, but of course because of the global pandemic, like many other things, the tournament was postponed. In fact, it was postponed twice to this date. You aren't usually playing indoor hockey when the temperature outside is 70 and the sun is shining. This usually takes place during the winter time. which has got some people in the hockey world interested in seeing this part of the Winter Olympics. But it's a beautiful day outside here in Spring City, Pennsylvania. Absolutely gorgeous, bright sun, blue skies, white clouds where there are any, and about 74 degrees right now. This game is between Argentina and Uruguay. Argentina is in the light pink uniforms. Their opponent in the light blue or bright blue. The score is tied 1-1.
¿Cómo fue?
Ya te digo, la gente no me putea por la red.
¿Te putean?
Sí, me chupo huevo. Igual, juro. O sea, te ganas de putear, me putean. Igual la gente está muy mal acostumbrada.
¿Cuál? Algo en la red.
Salgo de la red, no sé. Hay un y pico de personas ahora.
¿Cuál fue el de 7.000?
7.000 de Argentina, pero acá también tuvo como 100.000. Esto es la Argentina, bueno. Ahora hay 2.500, 2.600, pero tuvo picos de
¿Cómo es que se cae?
Entrás, cerrás, y lo cerrás. La abriste en el celu, la abriste en la compu, la abriste en la tele.
Sí, otra cosa y se cae.
Son tres de apertura. Yo siempre digo que peor es no tenerlo.
Welcome back, folks. We are entering the third period in this game against Uruguay, against Argentina. We have a extra personnel on the pitch, bringing the mask for the penalty corner defense and the other protective equipment. That's why we're doing this restart. Might have been outside your view on the broadcast. So 10 minutes to go in the first half of the second half, third period. This is the third game in the women's division. Uruguay played earlier to a 1-1 tie with Canada. Argentina all the way back on defense here. The ball rolled through, but did not go out of bounds. Uruguay with the pressure there, looking for possession. Not successful. Argentina with the ball. So this is the third game in this year's tournament for the women's division. The USA played Guyana earlier and defeated Guyana 20-2. Now in their defense, quite literally, Guyana had to play with a new goalkeeper. So that hurt their defense. But obviously, as you can imagine, USA dominated the game. So that was a good example of the ball bouncing around in the air. It had bounced up off of the goalkeeper, and then the player from Argentina had to wait until it settled before she was able to play the ball, and pressure was coming quickly. So she was hoping that that ball would settle down. Argentina here in defense, running the ball through the circle, trying to find a way out. And they do. Now we have a 2-on-1 for a moment. Now it's 2-on-2. So we had a players up situation. Now just 1-on-1, really 2-on-1. And there's the shot into the chest of the goalkeeper. And that time the player played a bouncing ball. And the umpire signaling timeout. There is, the boards are out, are askew. So the boards are corrected. It's, like all sports, this is a sport of inches, and you don't expect the ball to bounce differently off the boards if they're suddenly out of position. And the attacker obstructed the goalkeeper. As she had passed over the ball and then was in between the ball and the goalkeeper. So quick call to set that right. And now at the other end of the pitch, Argentina brings the ball up and then back over. Some have argued that they wish there was a, situation where once you brought the ball over half court, you wouldn't be able to come back to the back. So we have a 2-minute yellow card for a player from Argentina. Sorry, it took a moment for me to see that. I'm not sure what the foul was, but some type of misconduct. Uruguay looking for a foul there. The umpire indicating with his arm that it was a hit before there was a deflection or a play on the foot. You're only allowed to push the ball. You may not hit the ball. You can lift the ball if the ball is inside the circle if you're on attack. Umpire indicating stop it. The Uruguay player was complaining verbally to the umpire. Closely contested match here. Oh, just a missed opportunity there to slightly redirect the ball towards the goalie as the ball had been brought down onto the right side of the attack, pushed across, and the player just looking for the slightest redirection, but just missed it. Anything to trick the goalkeeper. There's the second goal for Uruguay. They take the lead here with 4 minutes and 45 seconds to go in the third period. It's been that kind of match. Teresa Viana, the goal scorer for Uruguay. Argentina looking for the best opportunity to play the ball out of defense. Ball attempted to go into the top of the circle, but there was a Uruguay player just waiting. She releases upfield, picked up by her teammate at the center line. With the ball inside the circle, lifted towards the goal. Left kicker, a save by the keeper. And Argentina on their way, downfield again. A soft pass beyond the reach of the Uruguay defender. Could not find a receiver. What a spin move there. Ball just over the end line off of the goalkeeper. So free push for Argentina at the center line. Umpire held up one finger there indicating basically first foul. So in case you were wondering, why wasn't it this instead of that, there was a foul before what everybody thought was a foul. Nice soft deflection off the boards to the player from Argentina. Took a shot, but you heard it go off the side of the goal. The shot came from outside, and so immediately called because it was lifted, and you may not lift the ball unless you are taking a shot. A legal shot comes from inside the circle. And just to make things complicated, of course, the circle is at best a half circle, and it's really the shape of a D, not really a circle. But a lot of it is a circle. So that's what it's always been called. Nice spin move there. Ball trapped down in the corner of the circle. Another odd combination of words, corner of the circle. One minute to go in the third period. Deflective pass there into the circle, but no one was there to receive. Ball across the end line. The umpire indicating to please bring the ball over in front of where it went out, as that is required by the rules. Uruguay to restart play. Successfully goes right up the middle. They didn't at first. And then the ball stolen away by Argentina. You've got to love this back and forth action. And now we'll have a 1-minute break between periods as we go towards the final quarter of this match. Uruguay in the light blue tops, or bright blue. Argentina in the light pink tops. The leader on the scoreboard with 2 goals is Uruguay. Argentina with 1. This is the first game of the afternoon, and the 4th game of the day, but the 3rd game in the women's division. Winner of this tournament will go to the World Cup that will take place in February 2022 in Belgium. This is Chris Maloney. We are at the training center in Spring City, Pennsylvania, USA. And the men's team, the USA men, and the team from Canada are warming up just behind us here as we start off on the 4th period of this game between Uruguay and Argentina. So she's inside the attacking half, so indirect circle entry requirements are in place. Ball stolen away by Uruguay, right off the stick of the Argentine attacker. And there's a melee going towards the goal, and we have a second penalty stroke of the game. I think we might also end up with a card. We do, a yellow card. So Uruguay with a good opportunity here to go up by 2 goals. Saved by the keeper. Glove save by the goalkeeper. Keeps the score the same, 2-1. The stroke mark, by the way, in indoor hockey is a little further away. It's at 7 meters. Whereas in outdoor hockey, it's 6.4 meters, I believe. It's 7 yards. I think that converts to 6.4 meters. Team from Argentina is playing the ball, so there's no delay possible. Moving the ball back and forth, evaluating how they might best attack. The training center, by the way, is empty of spectators because of strict COVID protocols that are in place. And a penalty corner for an intentional foul inside the attacking half. Uruguay's player, I think, penalized for playing the ball on the ground. Protective equipment goes on for Uruguay. Goalkeeper in the cage. The 30-second clock has expired, and the umpire's whistle will come shortly. There it is. Not well inserted. A little off, again, by inches. You know, these things they have to work like clockwork to work well. Now Argentina is going to take the insertion from the opposite side, which forces the defenders to go to the opposite side of the goal cage. Argentina with the goal. So the score is now tied at 2. And the pass back to the center of the circle, I think, rose up, and so then the foul was outside the circle over near where the umpire is having the player move. And she's brought the ball on dribble out to the center of the pitch. Uruguay with this takeaway coming down. So the shot bounced off of the goalkeeper and was played, well, I shouldn't say played, it hit the stick of the other player from Uruguay. The umpire said she played the ball. The player was saying, no, it just hit my stick, as opposed to playing the ball, but the umpire disagreed, and so possession went to Argentina. And a lift. Penalty corner. Two players from Argentina are having a discussion about the call with the umpire. I think he indicated obstruction first, and then I wasn't sure if he was tapping his chest to say it's my call or maybe it was dangerous. I'm just not sure. Either way, we have a penalty corner for Uruguay. Time has expired. Here comes the umpire's whistle. Oh, too high. I think if it had been lower, it would have hit one of the defenders in a manner that would have been illegal because they were in very close proximity to the shooter. General rule of thumb, if the shot hits the flyer, the first player out, below the knees, then there'll be another penalty corner. If it's above the knees, then they're going to rule against the shooter for playing dangerously. Argentina down into the far right side of their attack. Uruguay turns the ball, or they turn the ball over to Uruguay. And Uruguay sends the ball all the way to the other end for Argentina's possession as it crossed the end line. Last touch by Uruguay. Nice series of passes. Keep possession for Argentina. You can see both umpires moving into close proximity of the play. Ball last touch before it went over the sideline by Uruguay, so Argentina restarts play. Frustrating for some coaches of younger teams. There hasn't been one time in any of the games where the players have not met the 3-meter requirement before putting the ball into the circle. Again, is likely indicator by the umpire holding up one finger that there was a first foul. The players recognized chances are the second foul. So that's why the umpire will do that, to communicate with the players. Ball over the sideboard, right across the pitch in front of the technical table. The umpire indicating that the free hit has to take place here inside the attacking half. Different rules apply. Basically, the 3-meter requirement, the indirect circle requirement. There are different ways to achieve it. You can either pass to another player, dribble 3 meters, pass the ball off the boards as long as the ball travels 3 meters before it reaches the board. Just some of the things that the umpire has to remember. There's about a dozen decisions that they have to make on any free push inside the attacking half. Argentina applying a lot of pressure, looking for the opportunity to put an extra goal on the board, break this tie. With 2 minutes and 40 seconds to go, nobody seems to be playing with an energy level that suggests they want to leave this game with a tie. Uruguay really has to leave this game with a win. Tie just won't do it. Oh, and just can't get the handle on the ball for that shot. Argentina with the quick reversal here, dump pass into the circle, then shot across, but it hit the foot of one of the Argentine players. So I miscalled that, if you will. That it wasn't into her foot. The pass across went into the air, and she played it in the air, and so that, of course, would be illegal. So you can take a shot, but then a second attacker could decide to add some momentum to the ball, but the ball was in the air, and that would be an aerial pass, and that's why that was disallowed. Just over a minute to go. Close quarter defense there. A lot of pressure from Argentina as we get right up to 1 minute to go in this game. Clearly nobody wants this game to end in a tie. Here we go. Uruguay with the pass across. What an opportunity. Great save by the keeper. Oh, Argentina now on the left side with 49 seconds to go. Reversal of fortunes can happen very quickly here. Uruguay looking for the pass up, off the board, but picked up by Argentina. Argentina right to the middle, looking for a shot. Penalty corner, as the umpire indicates that the defender used the back of her stick. Now, she didn't do it intentionally. That's just where the shot went. If it had been intentional use of the back of the stick, we'd have a penalty stroke. So it's just where the stick was, as opposed to the player from Uruguay putting the stick in that position to defend with the back of it. 28 seconds to go. The clock is holding prior to the start of the penalty corner. Here's the whistle, and the clock starts. The ball goes. The players go. Pass across. Oh, a weak attempt, and another penalty corner. Just misplayed that ball. Of course, some of those are nightmares for goalkeepers. Here we go again. Clock stopped at 22.8. Umpire asking the players to get something out of the pitch, meaning a stick or a foot. The whistle's gone. Here's the insertion. Shot. Saved by the keeper. Free push at the center line for Argentina. Redirection pass. And then the ball